Why not? But I just want to talk. I was watching a lot of Abba Preach. I fucking love those guys. If I could, I'd put a link in the description. But yeah, look, I'm just. Okay, that's a little loud on my end. But it's just, and the reason why I'm playing Downwell is just I can talk to about it. I really don't care what ends up happening. But like I was the last episode I started watching was Kim. Like they were talking about how like Kim Kardashian, other people, like how rich people are kind of just out of touch in the way of, specifically in their situation where they didn't get their money by working super hard. They got most of their money by being born in that family, or there are some people who don't make their riches. Instead, they end up being born with it, or they, or they're married into it, and like they didn't disagree with what they were saying. It was who was saying it. Like, yeah, work hard, because you have to. But it's like they're also talking about how it matters on connections as well. Like, I'm talking about like Abba and Preach both said, like, yeah, it also matters about your connections. Like, college, it really doesn't matter about your degree. It matters on the connections you made while getting that degree. Did you make connections with people you know? For example, I technically have an agent, but I technically don't. The reason why I say technically don't is I haven't done shit. I haven't talked to them, but I still technically have that connection to who management, technically. Yeah, but, like, I have an agent for California. I'm able to get other people, and the only reason why me and them just stopped talking is because, well, COVID hit around that time, and can't blame me. Also, like, because I was not 18 yet, I was like, what? I was 16 at the time. I was still 16 at the time. I wasn't 17 yet. So, like, I wasn't even old enough to technically legally work unless I got a license to work there, which then meant I either had to get a driver's license or a state ID where I lived, and then, like, try and do the whole entire process to get it. I should have just gotten a state ID. I don't want to drive. I really don't. It's really bad that I don't want to drive, but I'm afraid. But, it's like, I have the connection. I made the connection. Like, I used, like, surprisingly, my acting classes, which, actually made, like, the company that did those, shit, that did, okay, that was weird. But the company that, like, was behind that pretty much is what helped give me those connections. I wouldn't have. Oh my god, so if any of you, I grew up watching Spy Kids 3D. I still love it. I don't really care. I don't care if it's like not the greatest. It's not the greatest of shows. Yes, it's mostly just nostalgia for me, but dude, I gotta meet Robert De Niro. Sorry, am I thinking? No, I am. Yeah, Robert De Niro, I think. Unless I'm thinking of... No, I could be thinking of the wrong person. Anyways, did you remember Robbie, being the name? He played the guy who was supposed to be the oldest, I think, in the game. But anyways, I met someone cool. I met a photographer who also did Broadway, and he gave me a really important lesson when it came to stage and just like anything involving live action. And I 100% agree. I disagree with anyone who doesn't say that. You know, you kind of do have to look the part. Yeah, I learned that lesson. I'm like, yeah, you get that. You know, no one really cares about you sound the part. Like, the only time they care about if you sound the part is if it's voice acting, or they're gonna CGI you anyways. Am I wrong? I'm not. But yeah, like, I made that connection. Back to the main point of the whole entire topic, you know, I made that connection. And it's, you know, I did work somewhat hard for it. Like, I went through acting lessons. I did my showcase. I'm so glad that, like, I did good on that showcase. Oh. You know, and it was awesome. I was not the last one, but I was pretty close to it. I technically wasn't the last one because there were the people who also had to do songs, you know, and all that, because it was like, there was a section where it was pretty much a showcase, like the last day. It was to see what all those lessons even did for you. I'm glad I did comedy, but I wish I didn't. I wish I chose something I wasn't familiar with. I wish I had chosen, you know, the drop. But the thing is, though, in the environment I was in, there's really no reason to do, there was really no reason for me to actually do that, you know. There was no reason for me to do drama. It was a bunch of people who were, you know, it's a bunch of people. You know, it's a bunch of kids, like, or maybe even, damn. You know, it's a bunch of who are, like, I think 4 all the way up to, like, 17, I think was the oldest. Yeah, I was, like, second oldest or third oldest, I don't know. But it was, you know, I at least made connections. And technically I was supposed to get more than just what was at the showcase. But it was because of who management that I, you know, sorry. I thought of a really embarrassing moment, or in my opinion, it was embarrassing because it was like, you know, the respectful part of me was like, okay, yeah, but I didn't understand showbiz sort of thing where it's like you don't shake someone's hand unless they go to shake your hand, or if they like ask you if you're okay with shaking hands or something like that. But anyways, that's not the point. The point is, Kim is right about you have to work hard. But, you know, I was about to say Abbott and Preach, like Abbott and Costello, Abba and Preach are right. You also have to make connections. And they are born with those connections already. And it's not the same. But I want to get off that topic just because, you know, it wasn't, you know, I kind of stopped towards the end. I was getting a little bored of it. some of the other conversations were interesting. But yeah, and I want to talk about dreams. You know, my dream isn't YouTube. It's not. I kind of like, I don't know. If you look up my past videos, it's like, it's really scarce on when I made videos. You know, a lot of the stuff I made videos for were, and obviously weren't what people want to watch. You know, I would say maybe I would survive a few, like maybe I would probably get a pretty good amount of views if this was back in like around early, you know, YouTube, back before they had an algorithm per se, you know, and it's interesting. I never really got into YouTube that much. And the problem is that I know I originally came out, well, I didn't originally start the channel with the thought of making money. That wasn't my original thought. But it was in the back of my mind, and I think that was the reason why it wasn't doing well. But at the same time, like, how am I gonna do something that's interesting? You know? I barely talk in my videos, dear God. I remember when I made, like, what game was it? I don't remember what game it was. I remember, like, I was like, okay, well, what if I give some enemies some names? Because I remember looking at, like, watching Markiplier give, you know, SCP, what, 173 and whichever one was Bob. It was like, what, Bob and Larry? Or something like that. I think Larry was the one that could go through walls and send you into the Shadow Realm. And then, Bob was the, you know, statue that, pretty much, come on, yeah, there we go, was the statue that moved. The one that, like, 173, you know, SCP-173. But I also really, you know, I was like, okay, and so I made Six Arm Larry, you know, and I named enemy Six Arm Larry. I'm like, okay, maybe. Then, like, you know, no views. I'm like, okay, so it doesn't really matter. You know, if I'm gonna copy that, there's no point, because that's not. If I don't have any views, what's the point of trying to make up names or something, you know? But then, like, oh my God, I remember, I could tell that, you know, I'm not saying that there's something wrong with the algorithm because I didn't get views on the day that it came out. People were already making videos for it, but Cyberpunk 2077? Damn, I woke myself up around 4 o'clock in the morning when I didn't have to. I didn't have to. Go wait after school. But no, I wanted to make a video so bad. I wanted to see have people finally watch my videos, and then it just didn't happen. It didn't. I just made videos, and because of that, I stopped. Also, I think another reason why I stopped is just because it kept ending on me right when it was in the middle of really important fucking dialogue. But yeah, it's just, it didn't have much, I don't know, there weren't any views, so that just kind of put me off, and so I went into another, you know, hiatus of sorts. And then I did one video for Overwatch. I was like, okay, well, I've been playing Sigma a lot, maybe I can, I've been doing pretty good. What if I do that? You know, I'm like, okay. No views, I'm like, okay, well, okay, whatever. A little bit of, and then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna play Dark Souls 3. I'm in the mood for it. Why not stream it? Maybe that will keep me going. And it did. I finished Dark Souls 3. Granted, I didn't do any of the DLC, but that was just because Elden Ring was out. I had pre-ordered it the day before. Or technically the same day that it was still technically about to come out. Well, actually no, because it was like 2 in the morning, so it would have been, you know. It wouldn't have mattered, I guess. Technically it's the next day. But it's just, I don't know. Seeing like 100 views, 118 views. You know, having people who, you know, watch my videos practically every time or streams, I should say, like, that's why I started doing streams again. Or, I went back to doing streams. I used to do streams a lot, because I didn't know how, you know, Share Factory worked, and I didn't really like it. Never really liked Share Factory, because it was just like, okay, so you're just a really poor man's version of, like, something that would be a lot better. You know, and I never liked it. Never once enjoyed doing that. And I always liked streaming. Granted, no one watched it, so that was another reason why I was... But I'm kind of like Wade in the sense that I would rather know that I have an audience. I'd rather interact with them. You know, and it's just, I can't really react much. Oh, and another problem I had is that a lot of the times, because I couldn't get any new games, like, or really games that I haven't already played, like, I regret doing Uncharted. I regret doing those videos, because I couldn't react to them the same way. I knew what I was doing, so it was just like a lot of me playing the game, not really reacting. Had I recorded me playing the first time, damn, that would have been good. Like, actually seeing me react to, like, not the first, in the first game where it's like, not whenever you're in the submarine, the U-boat, but when you're in the boat on the actual, like, island, where, you know, you have to fight all of the, not natives, but I guess the protectors of El Dorado, I guess you could say. Like, that was scary to me. Like, like, not exactly being alone, but having to fight all of them in the dark, with only a flashlight, and the bullets that you can grab. Oh my, like, it's scary. It was scary. It scared me, and I wasn't that young. I wasn't that young at all. You know, like, well, I was about on my way to 7th, 8th grade, and like, that was pretty scary for me. It's still kind of scary in my opinion. Even though I know it, it's still kind of scary, like, having to react to all that. You know, and I can't handle horror either. I can't. That's why I never finished, you know, Amnesia. I only played as far as I did because of the behind the scenes shit. That was the only reason. I know that for a fact. I was so fucking scared of everything. Bruh, whenever you technically see your first monster and you're not even, and you know that because I knew for a fact that they wouldn't chase me because they are not, it's just gonna appear and then like it doesn't show up again as if it disappeared. It's still horrifying. I stay in the corner so far away because I'm like, I don't want to go near it. I don't want to. I'm terrified. You know, you won't catch me, like, caught dead. You won't even, you know, I won't be caught doing anything horror related, man. I'm gonna be caught dead playing a horror game. That's the truth. Like, oh, fuck. Damn. But, you know, I just couldn't. I just can't. But, like, streaming is so much more fun when you have an audience. Because you have someone to talk to. But, like, again. And then, like, I'm noticing now, like, my videos for Elden Ring aren't, like, really blowing up as my, some, not all, but some of my, you know, like, some of my, what should we call it, some of my Dark Souls videos, like, some of my Dark Souls videos are really good. Elden Ring, though, like, none of them have hit, like, triple digits. I don't think they will. And it's not because I don't think that I'm doing a good job. I think that's part of the reason, but... Wait, who am I kidding? I think it's part of the reason. But the other part is that I know that people are playing it. People are playing... You know, like, bigger YouTubers than me are already playing Elden Ring. And I'm trying to be this person that's like, oh yeah, you know, I am doing this. I am going to also do these videos. And hopefully I'll get, like, a really good amount of views. No, like, that's not how it fucking works. This isn't Twitch. Okay, where a person looks at it and then sees a random stream. You know, that's why I try and do streams for these games, so that way I can actually get some, you know, hopefully I'll get some interesting, you know, so hopefully I get some views, hopefully I get an audience, but it doesn't happen. You know, it hurts. And it just sucks. It sucks. You know? But I'd rather be preaching to like this. I don't even think that, you know, I don't even think that this is going to be big. I don't. At least it's something to do. I'm venting right now. I'm venting on everything. Like, I will gladly vent about a shit ton of things right now. You know, it's 3:31 in the morning for me. My parents are more likely to sleep. And I know that sounds sad, but I'm 18 and I'm still in high school. I haven't graduated yet. So, I can vent all I want. I don't give a shit. Like, for example, I don't feel alone when I'm in my room. My parents can still hear me. Hell, you wanna know how I know that I'm not alone? How I don't feel alone by myself in my room, even though I know my parents are there? It's because of shit like, I can't cuss. Which, first of all, I'm fucking 18. Fucking grow up here. Whatever. Honestly, I'm halfway tempted to actually say it. God. It's a scary thought to scare someone like my mom. There's a reason why, like, she used to be the SAC teacher, you know, ISS, or I say SAC teacher, but the person who watched over the kids in ISS/SAC, whatever you want to call it. You know, ISS, in school suspension. There's a reason why my mom was called the bitch. No one liked her. Or, okay, if you weren't on her good side, no one liked her. Everyone on her bad side did not like her. Everyone who actually was supposed to be in that, you know, everyone who's supposed to be in that room for a really bad reason, or hell, even, like, if it wasn't for, like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. But if you weren't following the rules, if you weren't being quiet, like how you were supposed to be, well, don't expect sympathy. Unless, like, of course, you were someone like, for example, I had a friend Robert, you know, he was a year older than me, like, for him, you know, like, he didn't, whenever he was a kid, or whenever he was in there, like, he only went in there once, but the thing is, though, is that he didn't like being, he got in trouble because, like, he was technically disrespecting the teacher, because he didn't like being talked to like a kid, he wanted to be talked to like an adult, which I get, you know, like, I would rather be talked to like an adult, like I actually have an opinion or say in how I want to think. You know, I think everyone wants that. But, you know, and she understood that, because I know for a fact that she 100% understands, what it, like, wanting your voice heard. But, you know, for those, this bitch, oh, you know it's bad whenever her own kid can say, oh, yeah, today's not a good day, I'm getting a bit of chills, I shouldn't talk to her today. I have to be so careful what I say, and I can't be myself, really, like, I can be nerdy and all that, but I can't, like, talk to them about the shit I want to talk about. Can't talk about, like, what? Can't talk about anime? Don't fucking care. I talk about an interesting anime I watch or read. Only thing Mom really thinks is, be careful because, you know, some anime... Oh, well, guess what? It's shonen for a reason. It's supposed to appeal to guys. You know, which is why we have a beach episode, which is why we have girls who have, you know, really big chest area, you know. It's like, and even some of the girls that I know that prefer shonen are like, yeah, I get that. I don't really care. In fact, they usually like make jokes about that, you know. It's like, fun fact. You know, mangaka is usually based the chest size on American girls. But anyways, that's not the point. The point is, I can't really be myself at home. I love the moments when I'm alone. Granted, they can be really depressing moments, but it can also be the most enlightening moments. Because, see, I like to talk to myself a lot. I really do. And sometimes I don't think it's healthy, because it's almost like I'm talking to an audience, which is weird. I can talk to an audience without actually, like, if I'm in a if I'm doing it, or if I'm recording it, usually, this is a rare occasion, but usually, like, I can't talk. I don't know why, but for some reason when I don't know why, I just got shivers. But like, I can't always talk to people. Sorry, wait. Oh, I blanked. That shiver just turned on. Like, oh yeah, you're tired. But I don't, like, when recording, I don't always talk, and I have a problem trying to make content by talking. You know, which is why sometimes I've had videos where I just don't talk. Like no commentary videos to see if they do better. But weirdly enough, it's when I'm not recording that I'll talk about a game as if I'm talking to an audience. And it's like, what the fuck? You know? It's like, what the fuck? But, oh man, I remember one time listening to songs that you can't, like, I don't feel comfortable yelling or screaming, which isn't a bad thing, it's just I don't do them. Like, I can't even, like, whenever doing songs where you yell, it's like I can't yell. It's almost like my body forgot how to yell, and it's like, I should be able to do this. It's something that could be super simple, but it's because I know I'm not by myself that I can cause sound. Oh my god, I remember this one time, and it wasn't my highlight. I should have known, but see, I have this thing where it's like, I'll be in a really high moment, and then the smallest thing from someone else that is supposed to stop that high moment, just all the energy from that one moment is gone. Like one time, I remember, I was on a call with, hold on. I just heard the sound of I'm close to death from my headset, but, so, hold on a second. Ugh, gotta fumble with this. Yeah, as I was saying, like, I was on a call with my boyfriend. He was hanging out with some people, and, I'm like, okay, I'll join in whenever I can, if I can hear them. Like, well, actually, no, I could hear them, because it was, like, Instagram video call, so if you have a, like, it's automatically on speaker. So, because you're on a video call, why the hell would you have it up to your face if it wasn't a video call? Like, if it was a video, sorry. Why would you have it to up your, why would you be using your phone like a normal phone if it was a video call? There we go. Like, why wouldn't it be on speakerphone? But, like, this guy, like, he was singing, I'm like, he was singing My Way by, what should I do? Frank Sinatra. Yeah, Frank Sinatra. I don't know why I thought that I was wrong for a second. Ugh. But, like, he was singing My Way, and I joined in, and I was having so much fun. Unfortunately, though, that night, my sister and her her husband, my brother-in-law, he's a cool dude, by the way. And my niece, who's There, I think they're one now, or yeah, because I remember the first birthday party. Yeah, yeah, they are one right now. They'll be becoming two this year in August. And the reason why I'm doing the is because like a lot of people in my family have been born in August, and I find it absolutely hilarious. I always think it's in August. I'm sorry, I'm really bad with dates whenever I don't talk to the people very often, man. But, it's... Sorry, I was yawning, but internally, it was... I don't know how to put it. Apparently they had put her to sleep in the living room, and I think that they were still talking, because like it wasn't Michael or Brienne who came over to me, it was my dad. And, you know, and it's just like he's not tactical about it. He's like, can you please be quiet? Like, you know, your niece is, you know, sleeping. Like, oh, okay. That good mood I was in because I was singing along with, you know, a friend of my boyfriend's, and I don't know why, but I was at such a high point that that little interaction instantly put me in like a low point because I started, you know, I just kind of sat silent, and then I was like, since I stopped talking, I was like, I want to call you later, you know, but I was also, I didn't want, I didn't know what I was going to do. I was just being really quiet, so I knew that I shouldn't have, I knew that since I wasn't really talking, I wasn't really participating in the conversation, I shouldn't really be there. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go. And then the moment I got off, see, the problem is that I usually not allowed to be loud. Not. So what I do is when I feel really shitty and I want to yell, like, I do this thing where it feels like I am yelling, but I know that I'm not. Where I am just mouthing it. And it's this pure rage, this pure want to, like, actually, this pure want to actually, this pure want to be loud, to be angry, to rebel in a sense, I can't do it. I can't audibly yell, because I know I can't. You know, I've wanted to yell so much that, like, when I finally do start yelling in, like, a song that's supposed to be angry and makes me want to be a part of it. And like one time I remember I was taking a shower and I was listening to a song. It was an angry song. It was something that made me want to yell. So I did. I destroyed my throat, but in my voice, you know, but like, it was fine. Yelling. Yelling. And being loud. That, it was like I was free. For a moment. In my own little world. I was free. I don't really get that feeling much. You know? I don't really get to be loud. I'm the friend who's always like the quiet, calm person, but I wish I could be angry. You know, I feel like I remember hearing a joke, not saying, but hearing a joke. How I think it was meant to be a joke, but it was also like in truth. Tall people aren't allowed to be angry. Here's the reason why. It's almost as if you are threatening to people. Actually, I don't even know if it was a joke. Like, just big people aren't allowed to be angry because it makes everyone else scared. So you have to stay calm. You have to just you have to do your best with being quiet. Even if it means not being able to voice your own opinion or thoughts on something. You know? Sucks. Not being able to do that. It's a really interesting thought, you know, that like, hearing people actually themselves, either parents or, you know, actually no, I honestly don't hear people stand up to their parents. It's usually talking about it. Wishing that they could, and, you know, I'm one of them. But, like, isn't that kind of also a problem? Like, you should be able to voice that. But you know there'll be problems. You know? For me, like, I've gotten to the point where because I'm not able to voice my own opinions, it's gotten so bad to where most of the time, whenever I want to voice my opinions, I have to yell at them. I remember one time I was late to, you know, it was like a school night, but it was like, in fact, I have to like go to bed at 10:30. I understand school night, but as an 18-year-old, someone who, if I wasn't in high school, should be out of the house by then. You know, it's just what, you know, like just being late, like what? It was 10:09 or something like that. Like it's like, oh well, I was late. Or actually no, it was a little bit later than that, but it wasn't like 11. You know. It wasn't 12, it wasn't like midnight. I went to dinner with friends. Oh well. It was a long fucking day. Like, we had accidentally lost a guy, like, a friend's cat You're worried fucking sick for that cat, man. Me and another friend, we didn't really do much. But then again, it was like the area where it was a lot of briar, a lot of shit you didn't want to go through if you were my size. You know, the fact that, you know, the guy whose cat we lost went into the briar at one point. Like, man, good on you. But it pissed me off of the fact that, like, okay, so I can't even be out for like I can't do what I want to do. Like, I understand if it, I would understand if it was 12 or 1 or something incredibly late for, you know, a school night. But it wasn't that. It was still like 10. You know, and it's just, I don't get it. I can't, like, would it have been fair if your parents didn't give you, aw, damn, didn't see it in time. I don't know. So fuck people who say, like, who say that teenagers don't have to worry about shit. We have to worry about a shit ton of things. You know, I think people who say that, like, oh, you have the anxiety, like, yeah, we do. It's because we know we have to be adults at some point. And we have to deal with the adults in our lives. You know? It can fucking suck. It really fucking sucks. I have it, like, among my friends, I'm one of the ones that has it easier. I have parents that, but I also have parents that, but I have both easy and not. Not gonna lie. Being someone who's bi, like, I haven't told my dad, thank God. God. Shit I hear him say. I didn't even want my mom to find out. I was just being an idiot and forgot to change my jacket. I don't want to wear my boyfriend's jacket. Yeah, it's like, he's wearing my hoodie. God, having to explain why I didn't have my hoodie. Ugh. But, you know, it's just being bi and having a boyfriend with parents who are Christian. It's scary. And I'm Christian too, like, I still believe in that, but, like, you know, at some point it's like, huh? Like, it's not a matter of do I not believe in this? No, it's like, don't, like, she preaches, like, oh yeah, you should be able to accept your, like, other people, and, like, you shouldn't judge them, but then goes and says, you know, goes and says that, like, I failed you because now you're gay. I'm like, fucking what? How the fuck did you fail me? I didn't even know that I was bi until you know, till high school. When I started having some gay thoughts that honestly weren't that bad. You know. And like, I really enjoy, I love my boyfriend. He's amazing. You know. But in all honesty, I thought that she would react in such a better way. I thought she would be like, good for you. At least you found someone that might make you happy. It's not the case. What did I expect from a Christian parent, I guess? Not simple like, oh, okay, well, I didn't expect that to happen, but good for you. No, it's questioning, was it just because, like, no one wants you or something, like, you should date in high school? Like, you shouldn't be dating in high school? I'm like, okay. That used to be my #1 rule, don't date in high school. And I was like, God, it's so fucking lonely, man. I have a bit of attention whore. I really, man, I am an attention whore. I really want attention. But like personal attention. This I just wanted to talk. But like, oh, I don't know. I didn't do much. Then again, when I thought about like what would happen if I told them, I expected my dad to be the angry one. But my mom to be kind of accepting one. You know, it just hurt because all my life it was this, you know, I love you, I hope, you know, you're my one and only son, nothing will change that. You know, unless of course you do a crime, but like, you know, that part makes sense, but it's like, I really just the kid that you can stop supporting because I say I love a guy. You know? And it's just, it hurts me. You, like, imagine your own, like, if you were in my situation, saying, you know what, yeah, I am bi. And then having your mother say, you know what, I wanna force you to read the Bible more, fucking forces me to read Leviticus, where it has all the rules. Specifically the part where it says, you know, man shall not lay with man. That hurts so much. You know, you think I don't already know that, like, it's frowned upon in the community I'm a part of? I get it. Okay? I don't need you. One of my pillars, one of the people who raised me to say that. I don't need that. I don't want that. I wanted acceptance. You know, I'm like, I should have lowered my expectations. Because I thought that maybe she'd be an exception. Maybe that not judging people by how they are, like how they live their life, would also go into me. But it wasn't the case. You know, imagine ending up being the victim. Them making themselves feel like the victim. You know, apparently because of me being bi, she started questioning herself. I heard that she went to my fucking sister. She talked to my sister. Like, I get it. I'm telling her. But I can tell you now, I'm so scared of my dad finding out that, like, there was one time my mom was pissed for me, that man. I don't even remember what for. She fucking blackmailed me. Like, do you want me to tell your father? I'm like, you're serious? I'm your son. You know, and it makes me want to leave. But where the hell would I go? I don't have a job to, like, I don't have a job right now. I don't really want to ruin my social life, so that way I can do stuff on, like, hell, I don't even want to ruin my sleep schedule more on school nights and all that. I don't want to fucking close a store. I don't want to have to sacrifice my Fridays, Saturdays for Sundays. Well, I would gladly sacrifice Sundays, but I wouldn't want to sacrifice Saturdays for, you know, because I need money. Like, sure, you make sacrifices to get things done, but you know, I don't. I fucking hate the fact that Max doesn't even, like, give you more health. It's just for the bar on the bottom. I hate that so fucking much. But it's like, it irks me. It just hurts. It really does. And I don't know how, there's no way I can change that. I have to, because of events that happened that I'm not disclosed for. A, it is not for me, and B, it is not something that, you know, should ever be talked to in a public audience, because that's just, A, not my place, B, it's in the past, and it should stay there. But, like, I have to pretend like I'm not even talking to my boyfriend anymore. Every time, like, I'm caught texting, you know, sense, or it looks like I'm texting someone, she'll ask, "Are you talking to Blake?" I'm like, "Yeah," ever so often. I hate it. I want to be open, but I can't. You know, school, I'm fucking open. Nothing will stop me from saying, "Oh yeah, you know, I'm bi. I'm dating a guy." You give less of a shit. There are people at school, and I'm a big enough guy to where no one really gives a shit. Most of the time, I don't even, like, I don't even really talk to the people that are outside of my friend group. You know, I usually only ever talk to them, even then, like, I don't really talk about that stuff. You know? Maybe, unless it somehow related to the conversation. Like, when it comes to dating, advice, you know? Those usually only ever come up in serious topics or other things, but you know, it's rough. But oh well, that's life. And as much as my boyfriend hates the saying, you know, I only agree with it to an extent. It just depends on when and how it's used. And that saying is, it is what it is. Because it really is just what it is. You can't really control your destiny. You can't control how people react. You can't control people's opinions and beliefs. You can maybe change them, but it's really hard. You have to really try, and it has to be something worth. It has to be. Oh. Movies make inspirational speech seem easy. Not, you know, trying to change, like, debates are complicated for a reason. You can't really change someone's mind at all, ever. And I'm sorry that it went into such a sad tone. You know, I didn't want this. But it's more true, and honestly, it's probably because I need to go to bed. So actually, I'll stop it there. I hope you guys enjoyed. Well, I know no one's watching the stream, so you guys in the future, I hope you enjoyed this video. And hopefully, you like the idea of this quote-unquote podcast. I don't really want to record on my phone, because that's the only way. I don't have a PC. At least not a PC that can do... Sorry, that can do good with any of that kind of stuff, so it's just... Hey, you know, there's this and that, but I hope you enjoy the video. Please like and subscribe, and comment down below if you want to see more of this, if you want to hear me talk about personal stuff, or what I think about something, and maybe suggest some topics, so that way it doesn't end up being sad in the end, you know. But I'm glad I vented. It feels so much better not talking about it. And I don't really like worrying my boyfriend it, because usually it ends up creating a very, uh, you know, awkward situation. And if he watches this, then he ends up watching it, and he'll feel bad and wish that I could have talked to him about it. But hey, babe, it's okay. I'm glad I vented this way. It's nice, even if there wasn't an audience to hear. But still. My name's Fatboy Gaming. On PS4, it's Lord Fatso. And I hope that you have a good day, good afternoon, and good night.